Surround yourself with smart people and you'll be one of the smart ones. One thing that I've been preaching for years that's now hit me in the crossroads is if you are not a good leader, you can still own a company and have somebody else lead and run that company. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? This is going to be a different podcast than what you're used to. Normally, I have something for you guys to think about, something for you guys to listen to. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is story time. This is 100% story time and where I'm at, where I'm going and everything in between. So sit back, relax, enjoy the readings, I guess, of my brain. I remember being so gung-ho and aggressive and the world is mine. I'm going to leave my mark on this world one way or another when I was in college. Hands down, without a doubt. I went there and I would look at people and say, okay, you're smart. I want to learn from you. You're not smart. Get away from me. And I literally picked my friendship on who could train me or add value to my life and see what's going on. I did feel a little sleazy in college. I remember I felt like I was using people more than I was actually having friendships. If somebody really tried to confide in me, I did kind of, go that extra mile and help them as a friend because I knew I was I was being their friend so I could gain knowledge, understanding how they work the world and whatnot. I was a chameleon. I really was. If everybody had hyper energy, then I had really hyper energy. I was really excited. People were really slow in talking. Pause. And I would be really slow in talking. And I just worked everybody else's different personality, trying to figure out which one's going to work the best for me to move the needle for me. And moving the needle for me was when I went to Rodeo Drive and I saw $800 pair of shoes and a $6,000 purse. And I went, who the hell can afford these things? I went, somebody put in the time, put in the effort, and they did something that was incredible. And they earned a lot of money and they didn't have to worry about how they were feeding their family. They didn't have to worry about where they were going to lay their head at night, and they could enjoy the cool, really luxury things of life. That was my goal. No shit. It wasn't, let me make this cool house like a nest, like I'm a bird and try and get a spouse and grab a family. That was never my intention. My intention was to enjoy the nice things of this world. That was it from day one. When I graduated college and went to work for the big 5 auditing firms, I lasted about 4 months before I ran screaming. No doubt, just what it wasn't for me. So I went to work for the sign business. You guys all know once you get in the sign business, you're never getting out. It's worse than the mafia. So I started doing sales and I knew how to match personalities. And my sales did very well and it started to grow and it started to expand. And all of a sudden I started taking some of my college education and invoking it into sales and production and FileMaker was the program back in the early 90s. That's what we built our software system from originally just for us. And I remember in my 20s, my dad didn't have the juice anymore. He just didn't have that drive like I had. And now that I'm getting closer to his age, I get why he didn't have the drive. There's so much work to do it correctly. Or when you're young and dumb, let's not lie, young and dumb, there's a reason for that. You're going to go gun ho because you don't know all the pitfalls. And most of the time, you don't hit all those pitfalls and you actually succeed. But as you get older, you recognize all the pitfalls and it becomes more scary. As we get older, we're not as aggressive because we're wiser. But because we're wiser, we don't move that needle as much anymore and we kind of settle into where we're at. It's a nasty double-edged sword to still have the wisdom, but be aggressive enough to move and push forward and go through. So I remember in my mid-20s, I told my dad, I said, let me be president. You can be, I've been watching The Godfather too much. You can be my consigliere. You can tell me what's going on and you'll guide me so I don't hit the potholes, but let me run. I can take this company to big new heights. And he said, one day. My aggressiveness when I was 28 was 10x of what I was when I was 39. When I finally took over that company when I was 39, I didn't have the drive. I didn't have that aggressiveness. I didn't want to go after the accounts. I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to do this. I had already started to settle in my life. And I knew that about me. I knew that I was going to start to settle and it scared me. It scared me because I went, oh my God, this is middle age. This is becoming older. This is the changes that might happen from time to time that aren't going to end well. And so because of that, I have to ask myself, is this all that I have to offer? Is this all that Aaron has to offer? Am I done? Or do I need to find another gear and learn how to drive and be aggressive with all the wisdom that I have? It's a question that all of us ask at some point in time in our lives. Is this it? Is this as far as I can go? Or do I need to find a new way to drive so I can go faster, farther with not as much effort? It's a question we all ask, right? So,
small segue here. Want to talk to you guys about Squarecoil software and what it does for your companies. If you're the type of guy that's still doing pen and paper and you think you're rocking and rolling, you just might be, but you're not running at the most efficient pace possible for yourself. Imagine doing a report. You want to know how many sales each salesperson did for the entire year. So you sit down, you get all your books out, and it takes you 2-3 hours to build this Excel spreadsheet, and you got your answer. But what if you could just click a button? And then your 2 or 3 hours are back in your hands, and you can evoke change inside of your company for those 2-3 hours versus building a report. That's what Squarecoil software does for you. That's what we bring to the table in the way of efficiency. So check us out if you're not using us.
Now, here we are, another company, Squarecoil, software company. We're up to this point in time in our lives where I have taken this company as far as I believe it needs to go in the way of the software, the filing. Yeah, we have new ideas for the software, better enhancements to make it better. But there's a whole new thought process that needs to be built behind Squarecoil to move it to the next level. I know it's there, but I don't know what it is. So as we go back to our old knowledge here, what does everybody say? Surround yourself with smart people, right? So we all hear this. Surround yourself with smart people and you'll be one of the smart ones. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. So what did I do? I ran an ad and I met a guy that's built and sold 4 SaaS companies. He has built something that was so good that another company wanted bad enough they took it from him and sold it. They bought it. They gave him money. It's not like they stole it from him, but they paid for it because it was such good technology. He knows what he's doing. I got to team up with this man. And then he starts to bring his team in and his contacts and his talent. And now I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that are a lot smarter than me in this environment. Are they smarter than me as a human being? I really don't know. We all didn't take an IQ test. But for this chapter, for this job, for this work, yes, they're more experienced, have more wisdom, and can execute with a lot sharper blade than I can. Not going to lie, at this point in time, I got a sledgehammer and they got a scalpel. So one thing that they never teach you, and one thing that I've been preaching for years, that's now hit me in the crossroads is, if you are not a good leader, you can still own a company and have somebody else lead and run that company. I've said that a lot. I've seen owners all the time in sign companies that shouldn't be leading anymore. They've lost the drive. Their son, their second in command has a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of drive, a lot of passion, and they can move that and make the company bigger and stronger and really make it go. But the owner won't get out of the road. And I always look at that and I scratch my head and I'm like, dude, are you so set on being king that you don't understand what's best for your company, what's best for your employees, what's best for the next step in evolution? And I look at that and I said, well, why don't you step down? You're still there. You're still part of the company. It's not like as soon as you step down, they're going to turn around and fire you and kick you out. It's not a movie. You're still a part of the folds and you're going to have a place in that world. But the person that leads sets the tone. The person that leads sets the personality. The person that leads sets the speed at which the company evolves and grows. So I got to be honest with you. I'm now standing in this room full of a lot smarter men than I am for this environment and for this change and their experience. And they have this. And I'm sitting here as CEO of Squarecoil. Is that the right position for me? No, it's not. Now we've got all the people on the school bus. Where is everybody going to sit? Where's everybody going to sit to make it the most efficient as possible? So yesterday, I stepped down as CEO of Squarecoil. Was that a shot to the ego? Yeah, a little bit. It's not lie. I built this company and I can't grow to the next level like I wanted to. But did I bring somebody on that can? Yes. Are they going to teach me along the road? Yes. Are they going to give me the reins back at some point in time? Yes. Do they want to do this forever? No. Do I have a passion for the industry? Absolutely. So what did I do? Some of you guys are probably going, oh my God, he gave his company up. Absolutely not. I still hold all the shares of the company. It's my company. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still the president of the company. But I'm not the visionary. And let's not forget the reason why there's a CEO. They are the visionary of the company. They're going to have the visions of where the company needs to be next, the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years. They are growing that vision. If you have the little letter CEO next to your name and you are not the visionary, you're in the wrong seat. And I'm sorry, I'm the one that has to tell you this, but you are in the wrong seat. You have to know where your company is going to be going. You have to have steps to move them into the next chapter of their world, into the next chapter of that vision. If your company did the same revenue numbers as last year and you didn't change this last year, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know it, but I do. You're failing and you're slowly becoming a dinosaur and you're going to not exist soon. That's how that world works. Sorry, that is evolution. You have to grow, you have to evolve, you have to expand. We all know this. But as much as I'm saying that, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Are you doing it? Because I can say without a doubt, hands down, I'm doing it. I just put a stronger person that can lead my company to the next chapter faster than I can. And I put that person in place so he can do it. Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be king? I took my crown off a long time ago. I don't need to be king, but I want my company to be the most efficient thing possible. I want our clients to have so many tools at their fingertips that they don't even know which way to begin. And there's so much good ideas to run their company more effectively. I want to be able to just have this pipeline that comes in for our clients based on the efficiency of how Squarecoil runs. I want them to work less and gain more money and more profit. Those are the goals. We are reaching our goals. We are making that happen all the time. And now the next step comes. I got to sit down and say, who's going to lead us for this next step? Who's going to lead us for this next chapter? And I found the man to do it. And that man is not me today. Am I going to be the visionary in the future? Maybe, probably. Am I the visionary today? No. Found a better man for it. And I'm excited for him to take the next chapter in this company. I'm excited to make that launch. I'm excited to have him grow. It's exciting times. We're gonna move the needle in this industry like you guys have never seen before. What Squarecoil is going to be today to what it's going to be in 1 year, night and day difference. Oh my goodness. How many more things we're going to give you at your fingertips with the click of a button? Unbelievable, that visions that we have. And it all starts with who's going to lead the best. And today, it isn't me. And I'm okay with that because I know my clients are going to get taken care of the most. And that's the coolest part. I want to share this with you. This is more story time for me. I just wanted to share with where it's at. You know, you guys take what you want from it, but this is a big chapter in my life and a big chapter in that. So I figured I'd throw it out there and share. Talk to you guys next week.